I don't think there was a more perfect backdrop or setting to record today's episode and today's message for you than sitting right here out by my pool, just hanging in some board shorts, taking in some sun. So just got done with my morning run with the puppy and sitting here having a protein shake, doing my morning gratitude, all that fun stuff. And this was on my mind. And I wanted to bring this up today on today's episode about your business and freedom. And what does freedom mean to you in your business? Just had the 4th of July yesterday. Everybody, freedom, freedom, freedom. You know, and as an entrepreneur, someone that's been doing this for 20 years, my whole life has been consumed by entrepreneurship, by business, right? By marketing and sales. And so you can't help but think of, well, what does freedom mean to me? And what does freedom in business mean to me? And what does freedom in entrepreneurship mean to me? And I wanted to just have this conversation with you today. Let me ask you this. What does freedom mean to you in your business? I don't know what it means. You know, for a lot of people, it's financial freedom. For others, it's time freedom. It's location freedom. It's the ability to be free to go crush your goals and do all these things and help people, freedom to employ people, freedom to make an impact in your local community, freedom to get back to your church, you name it. But I think as we grow in business, you have to develop what you value most when it comes to that freedom. And I'll share with you guys real quick for me. There's 2 things that I value most that I make decisions upon in my business. Number 1 is time freedom, meaning I don't want to show up to meetings at like 8 a.m. I control my schedule. I control my Zoom calls. I control when I show up. I control if I'm going to hop on the call. Like for me, that's very, very, very important. Why that's important to me is 18 years ago, I didn't know this. I didn't have somebody to record content like this and teach me this lesson. And I was in real estate and my day had to start at 6 a.m. and I had to commute across an hour and a half town in rush hour to be at an 8 a.m. meeting. Well, who agreed to the 8 a.m. meeting? I did. And so I learned very quickly that time freedom was really, really, really important to me. Like, so right now I'm recording this, it's 9 a.m. on a Friday morning. This is to me what business is. It's time freedom to control my morning routine, to do things that I enjoy. Not saying I don't want to work. Of course, I have meetings lined up all day long, but I don't take a call. I don't take a sales call, a Zoom call until 11 a.m. So I have protected my mornings. And for me, that's important. Time with my dog, time to have a morning coffee, time to just be clear, time to go on a morning walk, time to hang. That for me is important. So I value that. What do you value? So for me, time freedom. And then number 2, location freedom. Back to that story of me commuting. I didn't like the business that I had built for myself because it was location centric. So that business was a real estate company in Phoenix. And yeah, we were doing 7 figures per year. And by anybody's standards, it was a great success. But when you sell real estate in one specific town, you're kind of stuck to that specific town. And for somebody that enjoys surfing and enjoys the ocean, I had built a business upon a place that I wasn't happy with, if that makes sense. Right? I'm not knocking Phoenix. It's an amazing town. I love it. It's my hometown. My family's from there. But for me, building a business upon the foundation of Phoenix doesn't get me where I want to go location freedom wise, right? And building a business that is completely stuck to, you know, as a real estate agent, showing and selling homes and being there specifically like present was a really big problem. And so for me, I value location freedom, hence the ability to sit out by a pool, record content in San Diego. When I'm done here, I'm going to go surf. Now, why am I sharing that with you? I want you to just have a conversation with me real quick about what you do value. Like, what do you value when it comes to your business, and what does freedom mean to you? I believe oftentimes we as entrepreneurs, I'm guilty of this, and why I get to create content like this for you. Guys, let me just take a step back. I only create content that I think is going to help you, and I think this story is going to help you. When I was 19 years old, I started my first business, and by the time I was 21, had multiple employees, had brick and mortar locations, and it was awesome. But I had created a jail cell that I wasn't really happy with. And yeah, I ran and I was grinding, I was hustling, and I got caught up in that, right? But I was working 80, 90 hours per week, chasing somebody else's dreams. See, I had a mentor at the time, and that was his dream, big brick and mortar in these big locations. And by anybody's standards, it's great. He was a multimillionaire. I was influenced by that. I saw his big, house and his big office, and I wanted that, I thought, right? And I think maturing in business is identifying what matters to you most, and why I wanted to record this episode. So let me ask you this. What matters to you most in all of this? Like, why are you doing this? What is it all for? If you value time off and weekends off to be with your family, well, then you have to create a business that doesn't require you to be there on the weekends. Back to that real estate analogy, I can't tell you how many trips I had to be on the phone negotiating deals. I can't tell you how many Sundays missing touchdowns, watching football, I was stuck on the phone. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Like, I'm all about hustling. And yeah, I'd work a deal and make 15, 20 grand out of it, which was amazing. But maturing is realizing that you can do that in other avenues, right? And so for me, why I'm so hardcore about podcasting, why I'm hardcore about creating content and sales funnels, to me, podcasting, creating content, sales funnels are freedom. They are true freedom. And what do I mean when I say that? It's a freedom and an ability to grow your business, scale your business. It's a freedom and ability to attract in new clients, new leads, new revenue. It's a freedom to grow. It's a freedom to scale. We called my coaching program, Scale on Social Media, because I truly believe that you can scale with one video, one ad, one sales funnel, and make $1 million. Give you an example. We're running an ads campaign right now. And I made a goal yesterday for the 4th of July to not work, to not like get on my laptop. We had built a sales funnel a few weeks back, and it's going really well. Like, we're starting to generate leads that are my dream audience. They're going through the sales funnel. It's like it's working, right? And so I made it a goal to not work on the 4th of July because so many years I had worked on the 4th of July, if that makes sense, right? And so what happened was we're running the sales funnel. We're doing Facebook ads on it. And I went to walk the beach. I went to Coronado Island to look at them setting up for the parade. I went to have a really nice time. And my goal was to not touch my phone. My goal was to not be on a laptop and not be hashtag grinding, right? And we go on this beautiful walk. It's 2 hours. I'm seeing the ocean, and I'm just happy. I'm disconnected. I'm present. And think about this. Like, how many times as a business owner are you're there, but you're not there? I've been working on being present more and just really trying to focus on being in the moment, right? And so I get back to my car. I'm like, man, let me just check in. We're responding to some texts and some stuff like that. How's things going? And I got on my phone, and in that 2-hour window, we had generated 6 leads. And I was like, what? Like, this is just, to me, that's freedom. It's an ability to generate 6 leads in a 2-hour window that doesn't require you to be at a computer. It's an ability to go be with your family, go be on a trip, and still have people watching and viewing your content. Again, why I'm so hardcore about you creating a content machine. Like, think about this podcast. I don't know when you're listening to this, but I'll tell you this, it's not at 9 a.m. on a Friday. I don't know where in the world you're listening to this. We have listeners all over, right? But you're listening to this, me being recorded, me telling you my story, me giving you a tip, and you're listening to this sometime in the future. To me, that's freedom, because whenever you're listening to this, I'm not in your living room with you. I'm not on the walk with you. I'm not on the treadmill with you. I'm not in your home office with you. You're still listening to me, which proves the point that building a content machine, starting a show, having lead funnels, having paid ads, having lead generation strategies truly is freedom. Because in business, as you're growing your brand, you just need somebody to hear your message, hear what you have to say, get to know you a little bit more. They need to know what problem you solve, and then you need to help other people solve that problem, right? And so for me, recording content is an asset and freedom. A podcast is an asset and freedom. A lead gen funnel is an asset and freedom. And what it does is it gives you that ability to actually grow and not have to know where your next deal's coming from. I'll share this story with you guys. I was chatting with a really dear friend of mine last week, and he said, Nick, I need some help, man. He said, I'm just not happy, man. He's like, dude, like, I feel I've built this box around me and I'm stuck in it. I said, who built the box? He goes, I did. I go, great. So you know how the box is built. Don't you know how to get out of it? And the point that he was making was he had built this life of Zoom call after Zoom call after Zoom call after Zoom call to hustle. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking that. And I said, well, what would you rather? And he goes, honestly, dude, I'd rather these Zoom calls be webinars. I'd rather all of my leads go watch a webinar before they get on these Zoom calls. I go, great, then build it. And he's like, wait, what do you mean? He goes, but so-and-so said to do it this way. I go, I know. So-and-so said to do it that way. What do you want? I think maturing in business is realizing that there's so many different ways to make money. There's so many different ways to market your business. There's so many avenues to be a success. Just because somebody has had success with one route doesn't mean that it's good or bad. You can take a lot from it, but does that fit into your life plan? Does it fit into your standards? Give you an example. You could cold call 1,000 people per day and get super wealthy. I don't know about you. I've made those cold calls. They suck. I don't want a business upon that. Can you do it? Yeah. Well, so-and-so said I need to do this. Okay. Well, if so-and-so is doing it, great. And if you feel happy doing that, then go do it. But if you don't like that avenue, just because it's a route to make money doesn't mean that you have to follow that route. I think you can learn from it. I think you can take the good and the bad from it, then implement back to what we talked about. What does freedom mean to you? What does your business look like? You hear me talk a lot about life by design and business by design, and I really mean that. Like, there's not a lock on a freeway. There's not a lock on your LLC. It's yours to build how you want to build it. It's your brand, it's your content, it's your marketing, it's your sales funnels to build how you want to build it. If you want to build a live event business, build a live event business. You want to build a cold call business, build that. You want to DM people, do that. You want a podcast, do that. It's yours. And that's the coolest thing. So back to the story with my friend. I said, dude, what do you really want? He goes, man, I want that funnel that you build. I said, all right, then go build it. Like, if you want to have people watch your webinars, then build an asset that does that. Go find a webinar software, then run some traffic to the webinar software and have them watch that. And he was just like, holy crap, dude, thank you. And so I wanted to pass that along to you because I think we get caught up in the, well, there's only one way to do it. No, there's not. There's your way to do it. And I want you to understand that. My way to do things is sitting out here by a pool, hanging out, enjoying myself, getting some sunshine. And recording content, still being present, still recording content, but I'm doing it my way. I'm in board shorts. I'm Nick AT. Is this your way? Probably not. It's my way, though. Who's right? We're both right. Your way's your way. My way's my way. Do they both work? Yeah. Do we all have the same iPhones, the same microphones, the same Instagram, the same Facebook, TikTok? Yeah. You just get to add your flavor to it. And I think that is the most freeing feeling on the planet, is understanding that you are you and you get to design things how you want to design things. Do you want to design a business like mine? I don't know. I value surfing. I value my health. I value an online business. I have an online coaching business. I value sales funnels. I value assets. I value paid ads. I don't know. You might love that. You might not love that, right? And it's funny, my partner Jason, he's got this big, beautiful truck. And it's like his baby, dude. Like it's a $100,000 pickup truck. Cool, good for him. Is that me? No, I drive a surf van. What do you value most? He values that big badass truck and he loves it because they go dooning. He doesn't want a surf van, but I do, right? Who's right? We're both right. And I think maturing in business is realizing that you have the freedom to develop things around yourself, around what makes you happy. You're allowed to record content and a place and an avenue that makes you happy. You're allowed to be yourself in your content. You're allowed to build sales funnels. And again, just because somebody's doing something one way, have you talked to that person? Funniest thing ever. Well, so-and-so said to do this. Have you ever met so-and-so? No. Have you ever talked to so-and-so? No. Have you ever asked them why they have that? No. I'll give you a funny story. There's an analogy that a gal was cutting the ends off the ham for Thanksgiving dinner. She's slicing the ends off the ham. And somebody asked and they go, well, why are you cutting the ends off the ham? She goes, I don't know. That's why Mom always did it. Well, Mom was there at Thanksgiving. So they said, Ma, why'd you cut the ends off the ham? She goes, I don't know. That's how my mom taught me. So they call Grandma, Granny, why'd you cut the ends off the ham? She goes, oh, it's simple. I had one pan and we were too poor for a new pan. So I just cut the ends off the ham so it fit. The hams wouldn't fit pre-made. So I had to cut the ends off. And I think we developed this, oh, well, so-and-so said to do it. No, is that your way of doing things? And to me, back to freedom in business, freedom in content is being yourself, creating assets and building a business that makes you happy, building a business that fulfills you, and doing things in a way that fulfills you. Now, if you want to go grind 100 hours a week and that fulfills you, good on you, Bubba boy. Congratulations, that's your thing, and own that. But if you value lifestyle, you value time off, then you need to build assets around that. For me, again, I know I've mentioned this, I value time freedom, location freedom. So how do I get there? Well, a paid ad. I can run a paid ad tomorrow, put my video, my message in front of millions of people, have them see that, then want to work with me. And that's my business model today. I'll just be upfront with you. That's what the Scale and Social Media System is. It's creating organic content first so people see you and people hear your message organically for free. Then when you find a message that resonates, you put some paid traffic behind it. That's my business model. Is that the right model? No, but I'll tell you, it works pretty damn well for me. It's recording assets just like this at 9:30 a.m. now while you're getting some vitamin D in a very authentic, genuine way and sharing your message with the world. So I'll leave you with this at the tail end of this episode. What do you value in business? And whatever you value, design a business around that. I believe you can have a business by design. And yeah, for me, time freedom and location freedom is a big deal. You need to design what you value most. You might value money most. You're gonna do, I'm just going to go grind it out. Okay, that's cool too. But it's your business to design. And at the end of the day, it's your baby. It's yours. And you get to do with it what you should choose. Now, are there some decisions you probably need to make differently right now? Yeah. And maybe this inspired you. Maybe this inspired you to sit down on a scratch piece of paper, here, action item for you, and go, what does my dream business look like? I want you to do this. What does my dream business look like? And how do I get there? I did this for myself 7 years ago. I had 2 brick and mortar locations in Phoenix real estate. And my dream business consisted of me walking the beach in the morning, like my dream life, right? Surfing, being at sunsets, being near the ocean, and having this business where I got to coach people online. And I looked at my business and it didn't meet that. It wasn't a good thing, wasn't a bad thing. I was proud of what that young man had built, but I was ready for the next chapter. So I went to work to design assets that would fulfill that business. Podcast started this. Content started an IG channel. Learn Paid Ads started that. Built a sales funnel. Found softwares. Found Kajabi for an online course. Found school where we host our community. And I started working backwards. And it starts with you doing 2 things. One, what does my dream business, dream life look like? And then what needs to happen for me to get there? And I think if you run through this scenario as a quick action step for you after this episode, I think it's going to put you in a position of knowing where you're shooting and what you're going for. I think so often we chase these things. We don't know why we're chasing. Like, why did you do that? Like, why are you recording that? Recording content with a purpose. See, I don't record anything just for fun. Everything's got a purpose. This was a purpose to inspire you to build freedom, to build assets, to build sales funnels, to build content, to start a podcast. This was meant to be an asset to prove that you can record content sitting out by the pool. There's so many reasons behind this. And so I build all of that because it fuels what? Back to my lifestyle business, back to my time freedom, back to my location freedom, back to my online coaching business, right? So everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason why we run paid ads, has a reason, all the above. So that's today's show. Hope you learned something. If you did, shoot me a DM. I'd love to hear what you learned. And if you would like some help sitting down and going through that 2-step exercise, your dream business, dream life, and then how to get there, I'd be honored to hop on a 30-minute call with you guys. If you go to callwithnickit.com, again, callwithnickit.com, we can hop on a one-on-one strategy call for free. I'll chat with you about your goals. We'll chat about your content. We'll chat about a podcast. We'll chat about my Scale and Social Media System. But more importantly, we'll chat about what time freedom looks like for you, location freedom looks like for you, what freedom in business looks like for you, what your dream business and dream life looks like, and then we'll come up with an action plan literally on your call to get you there. That's the best I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you on the next one. This is my world, it cannot be rocked. You can't rock my world, son. Took a lot of work just to reach the top.